For Fintech Insider News, I'm here at the Crypt at the Guildhall at the Innovate Finance Global Summit with Charles Dorsey from Invest HK. Charles, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I am here at London Guildhall with the 11FS team.
It's exciting.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's lovely to have you on the show. So, Charles, what have you been up to? Tell us a little bit about Invest HK and what's been going on recently.
So I work for the Hong Kong Government Promotion Agency, and we designed in 2016 a team dedicated to fintech. And the team is distributed between Hong Kong, London, and San Francisco. And we basically engage with the most strategic technologies and great entrepreneurs to contribute to their strategy in Asia and help them to start their business in Hong Kong. So it's a very exciting journey for the Hong Kong fintech ecosystem. It's an ecosystem which is led by the private sector and supported by the government. So it brings a lot of different technologies. We work a lot on cybersecurity for finance, blockchain, wealth tech, reg tech are big topics for us, as well as insurtech.
So it's great. So, you know, what you said about it being, I guess, led by the private sector and supported by government, obviously that's quite an important approach. You know, can you tell us a little bit about the ecosystem today and I guess, you know, what you've seen so far and what it's going to look like moving forward?
Sure. If you look at the history of fintech, so Hong Kong is a big international global financial center. And in 2014, we saw rising organically as the first fintech accelerator in Hong Kong. And that was a signal for the government to keep, I would say, the pulse on this type of trend in finance. And we've been supporting this ecosystem this way since this first ecosystem, this first accelerator. Today we got 5 fintech accelerators in Hong Kong. And one of them is the first reg tech accelerator. So it's very much an organic ecosystem. It's a mix and a blend of international players, mainland Chinese players. Hong Kong has been a patchwork in finance for many years, and the fintech ecosystem works the same way.
And so looking outwards, I guess, you know, you've talked about, I guess, sort of regulatory sandboxes, that sort of stuff. Where are you seeing some of the best practice globally to support with those sorts of initiatives?
We are very much inspired by the UK. The UK works on fintech. The regulators, the government here has been doing a great job. It's very much opening the boundaries and pushing the innovations. Hong Kong has a very strong link historically with the UK, as you know. So it's very much, we work very closely with the UK government. We've been working very actively in the past months together with the DIT from the UK government to organize the Invest Hong Kong UK FinTech Awards. And tomorrow night you're invited for the award ceremony, where we got some really fantastic UK FinTech which applied to basically join the program, which will be an invitation to the Hong Kong FinTech Week in October, and a fully packed program of meetings and opportunities to start their business in Asia.
And so this is something I think that has defined the rise of fintech globally over the last number of years, this idea of collaboration. But of course, you know, you guys are looking at with taking some best practice from the likes of the UK government, the UK regulator. But of course, I guess it's win-win, right? Because it opens up conversations for fintechs from the UK to also look at expanding into Asia moving forward, right? And doing that in a measured way.
There is no geographical competition between us. Both the UK government and the Hong Kong government want their companies to expand. I think fintech is also challenging for government and regulators in some ways. There is so many topics which are coming at such fast pace. So you need to work with partners which will be maybe having a little bit more, making some progress for, let's say, on regulation technologies or cryptocurrencies, and basically sharing notes to make sure you keep the rhythm. So the technology usually is faster than humans, and it's the same for government and regulators. So I think we are very humble and very, very happy to collaborate with the UK and some other governments as well and regulators to make sure we stay at the top of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pace of change is one of the big challenges, certainly from a regulatory perspective. And it's really important that everybody works together to sort of take the best practice learnings and apply those, I guess, on an international scale. So I guess, you know, what's sort of coming up for you guys in the very near future that's got you excited?
We are very excited about 2018 on different topics. The big one is our blockchain trade finance infrastructure, which we are deploying between 7 banks in Hong Kong and the HKMA. Trade finance is a very big part of the economy. It's full of frictions, a lot of paperwork, a lot of compliance issues. We are moving into productions in Q3 this year, and by early next year we're going to connect our blockchain trade finance infrastructure together with the Singapore one, and there is many more to come on that phase. We are also launching a new unified QR payment system in Hong Kong, which is very important. Hong Kong is very active in terms of mobile phone wallets, but historically there was some kind of, I would say, silos of different brands using their different standards of QR. And the government decided to really make sure the game is open, the competition is open to all new players. So we're going to release in the coming months a unified QR code system for Hong Kong. And the big thing also is the Hong Kong Fintech Week. It's going to be our third Fintech Week this year, and we are very excited to really push the program forward by organizing the first cross-border Fintech event in the world. We're going to start the week in Hong Kong and end up the week in Shenzhen, really mixing the Chinese Fintech, which is an amazing ecosystem, together with the Hong Kong Fintech ecosystem. So we expect 5,000 people, and it's an exciting event we are very actively preparing.
So lots of exciting things going on, is the answer to the question, basically.
Yeah.
So the first cross-border fintech event, that's really exciting. And of course, what we touched on about removing those silos around P2P payments. We've obviously all seen the success of Alipay and WeChat, but of course opening that up to even greater competition that's the point of fintech, right?
Exactly.
All right, Charles, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Have an excellent day.
We really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.